Okay, I first want to start with the question on who has kids here?
Nope.
Only me? I know she has some.
Hell
Four.
no.
That's
Lifestyle
wow.
choice.
So there's two things, two feelings I had during this whole project. First, I was jealous because I'm the parent here in this group. I'm supposed to have this idea, and I'm also glad because we have Rima, and she pretty much come with all this application already on her mind. The only thing we had to do was just strip the app out of her mind and turn to some code, right? Basically, yeah, we got the easiest part, and she also was in charge of the styling part. So all the assets, icons, fonts, everything you guys gonna see here, it's on her. So basically, what our app does is helping parents to keep track of their kids' schedule. Like, you know, who has kids here knows, like, oh, I have doctor's appointment. Oh, I have this anniversary I have to go, like family meeting, whatever. Like kids nowadays, they have a lot of stuff to do also. Right? So, and as a parent, sometimes it's hard, even if you're like, especially if you're in bootcamp, you're always in front of the computer, and then you just see this message saying, your wife saying, where are you? And then, oh shit, I just forgot that. So it's kind of helpful too. So I'm hoping my wife will, you know, get a little better with me with this episode. 6 months doing it all by yourself, but now see you can have this app to help us. You know? So anyways, so our app is divided into two platforms. We have the web version of it, where parents can log in and they can register their kids. And on the native portion of it, basically kids will be registered into this platform and kids will receive notifications, and we can push all types of information from the parents, like say, hey, you should do this now, you should do that. Hey, I'm outside, where are you? This kind of stuff, right? So this is our main page, our dashboard. So as you guys can see, we have some Rima's kids here.
Those are my kids.
Fake kids. So
I'm also called Kid. I didn't think that one through.
yeah. So basically, we have 4 options here. We can just jump into the calendar and create events for your kids, saying, hey, I have this to do this weekend. I have to go out camping with my kids. Throw all the stuff for each individual kid here, and then you can easily manage. You know, don't have like 2 things going on at the same time, and you know you can make it. You can edit your kid, where basically is a form where you can submit some data and you can upload a picture of your kid. And the coolest part for me is the map. That was the trickiest one for me. So you can keep track of your kid's location. That's cool. So yeah, basically it's pretty much what we have here. And we also, you can pick one of your kids, and then you have some forms when you can add like shopping list. You can add some to-dos. You can keep track of some things you have to do with your kid, and you can push them to their cell phones just reminding them, because you know kids never remind stuff. So I'm gonna pass to Rima right now, so she can go over in details about this kid's particular profile view, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Thanks, guys. So I obviously don't have any kids. These are my fake hipster kids that I created because
Juniper.
And they're all adopted, and they have really cool names that I picked out from a 21st century kid name thing. Anyway, so yeah, like he said, there's 2 parts to this. The idea behind it is like the parent view. You can add notes and things like that. So I'm just gonna go into one of my kids, and also it's really creepy. I made like full-on personalities for them. So like Daisy is like really chill, so I'm gonna go to Ziggy because he's a troublemaker. So the idea behind it is notes is just kind of like for the parent to see things that they need to remember. Obviously, if you look at your calendar and you're like, oh, this kid has like a soccer game coming up, you know, they need new cleats or whatever, you can write down, oh, put together that, and then here's a shopping list for that. And we didn't really have time to do this, but eventually this is going to be like a checkable and like, you know, cross-outable and actually a list. And then reminders, the idea behind the reminder view is you can kind of tell, it kind of looks like they're talking to somebody. So the kids' app on their phone will have the ability to push these reminders to it. So that if, like, say, obviously, like, Ziggy's, like, maybe 2, I don't know how old he looks, but, you know, if he's got, like, an iPad or a phone on him or an iPod, you can actually install this app, and then whoever's with him or taking care of him can open that up and see, like, okay, don't give him Legos because he'll choke and die. So, yeah, so, okay, so So
But he's advanced enough to have an iPhone, so that's really cool.
well, I feel like every kid has some sort of device on them now.
Kids are gonna have these
It's kinda
iPhones
Are you,
weird.
before they
are
can
you
walk.
gonna do push? Because it ain't gonna work.
What?
You know? Are you gonna do a notification?
Oh yeah, no, I don't think the kid will actually be receiving the it's like whoever's taking care of them. And the idea is you need to have a device on the kid to keep track of their location, so that's kind of the idea behind it. So yeah, these are all our kids. Yeah, like you can just add, I mean, we're gonna obviously change this so that you can reset one thing at a time, but like you can add a note like, and then you add it, you can reset the whole section. All these kids are really adorable. This one's the sporty one. She got in a knee accident on her bike. Okay, so that's basically the kid view. I'm gonna hand it over to Steven to talk about the calendar view.
So for the calendar, I thought it was going to be easy. It was not. There's a great library out there, or a great package, I forget what it is, but it's called Full Calendar, and I looked it up and there's a Google plugin for it, and I thought it would be really easy, but then the problem was that you actually have to make your calendar public through Google if you want to use that, and there's a warning on Google that says when you make your calendar public, anybody can search for in the world. So I don't think that people would want that, so I actually had to use some other packages to be able to get communicate with Google's API and then do all that. So, but yeah, it pretty much when you sign in, we use Google Passport, and after that, you'll have, if you have 3 calendars, 4 calendars, if they already exist, they will show in this calendar here. And also, when you add a new kid, it will create a new calendar. So, for example, like if you go, well, actually, I'll just show. So, like for example, if you go add event. Here's the 3 calendars. Here's Ziggy, Daisy, and Juniper, and you can create an event. And it was tough to figure out. This is a jQuery actually packet, like it uses jQuery. So kind of bringing together jQuery and React was interesting, especially with the re-render. But we did get it to work. So.
Okay, and then we're gonna talk about the map a little bit.
Speaking of the demo. So the last view we have in our application is the maps. So basically, after you register your kids, you can just come here and then from the React Native portion of it, like we're gonna get like the latest coordinates from each kiddo, and we have this. It's kind of hard to see, but we're just changing the markers to display their pictures, and if you click on top of them, you get some extra information. Right now we're explaining just their names, but we're planning to display here the level of their phone's battery or the device battery, the actual address where they are, when that coordinate got pushed, like, okay, that was 5 minutes ago, hour ago, I don't know. But some more details about each one of them. And it was pretty tricky having Google Maps working inside of React. I had to create this wrapper component to maintain the Google's object inside of it, because the first time when I built, okay, it's working fine, but if you refresh the page, oh, guess what, Google is not defined. And so I had to create that, and I built the entire logic behind. But yeah, it's kind of fun doing that, and it's pretty much it. Like with Google Maps right now, all we can do is this. Like seeing where your kid's at and getting some more detailed information about them. So now I'm handing over to Mikhail. It's one of our backend guys. He can go through all the stack and go through the technology we use.
Okay, so basically, yeah, it's. I feel like people are mentioning the React Native side. I want to say we did not finish that. We will finish that by demo day. That was my fault because I had to manage everybody. My job here was essentially like doling out tasks and creating a roadmap and doing all the pull requests. And I also created some of the infrastructure. So we have tests. We have Travis, which is like this coverage runner, sort of build runner, and it's integrated with coveralls. So we get all this reporting. There's a really interesting thing that I don't think anybody's mentioned, which is that I use Heroku pipelines for this, which is really cool because as you can see, this just happens to be so, but this says staging. There's actually another app, kiddo.heroku, that app. So this is the staging app. So basically what happens is when you push to our master, when we approve pull requests, they go directly and they become part of this deployment. And then we can promote it to the final public version, which is really cool because it just lets you kind of have that, step between like, is this broken, is this working, all that stuff. But yeah, so the React Native side, I did get it started already, and it uses Redux, so hopefully if you guys are here at demo day, you get to see that. I mean, you've already seen apps like deployed in that same way, but otherwise, there's a ton of technology in here, a ton of APIs. I implemented some things just to maintain standards, like we have a linter that runs. We have the file framework that Apton showed. That's the way that we basically have it, is you have components and you have a CSS module, so very self-contained. And yeah, I think like, honestly, I just want to say one thing. Everybody in this group elevated their ability from where they began and I knew them, and to where we started with this project. People were willing to rewrite components if they needed to kind of reactify them a little more. And it was just awesome, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed, you know, even though it was frustrating at times, I really enjoyed going through all those pull requests in the end. So it's a good amount of work, and yeah.
Yeah. Any questions for Kiddo?
Hey, what's up?
What was your biggest challenge?
Ooh.
Biggest challenge.
Well, for each of us, or okay. Well, mine real quick was just managing people. You really have to like have enough.
Preventing you from killing us. What's the biggest
Whipping is
challenge?
hard. Whipping is hard. Very hard.
And for each of you, the biggest challenge is being managed by me.
Exactly.
I thought it was fun being managed.
Alright.
Yes, honestly, I'm not just saying this, like this was not that challenging for me. Even the challenges were fun. Like it was fun to be challenged. Like we really kind of put ourselves out there and we were like, let's just make the biggest thing that we can think of, and then if we have to, we'll scale back. And then we didn't really have to scale back that much. It was kind of like, I did this mock-up when we first started of like, oh, this is what the app should look like, and we did this like little video, and it almost looks exactly like that. So yeah, it's really cool, and if you guys want to see that, I use
When did you guys get the idea to do this?
so I was walking
And the
to,
design, so she did an awesome job.
I went to
Because
happy hour.
It would look like crap if it was any of us.
Yeah.
I literally went to happy hour, and then I was walking to class, and I saw a little message being like, okay, everybody's gonna have ideas today, and I was like, crap, I don't have an idea, like I need an idea. And I was walking with my coworker who was like, oh, I gotta go pick up my son, I gotta go do this, and I was like, damn, having kids sounds hard.